But she didn't go very deep in here, and I can see the membrane in there is not broken. I mean, you can't tell on camera, but I can see in there. And I really don't want to waste my baby's egg. So I'm going to eat this thing. I do not recommend that you eat an egg that your chicken's cracked. Again, it could be cross-contaminated. It could have very easily been rolled into some poo or something like that. But as you saw on camera, this was sitting right in the middle of the nest. It wasn't in any poo or anything. It still looks very clean. And I just really don't want to waste it. I know I just said I was going to throw it in the woods, but I changed my mind. I'm going to eat it now. So, okay. I mean, I'm sorry, babies. I'm not going to eat it. I'm going to go inside and take care of it. I don't know if they care or not. Okay, so there's the birds. And I'll be back in. All right, I'd forgotten to turn the camera on the last time I came out here. I'd moved some food over here with the silkies. Just because Penny's a little scrawny thing, and I do need them to eat grass, so it helps with digestion and whatnot. But I also want her to get fattened up because she looks big and fluffy, but it's all feather. And then when you pick her up, it's all feather fluff. So I did put some food over there trying to encourage them to eat more. Now, chickens do naturally eat all the time, but I'd like her to eat a little bit more. But right now what I'm about to do is it's getting a little warm out here. And as you can tell in that A-frame, there's not a whole lot of shade. We do have a tarp over top, but I need to get a tarp over the rest of it. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take the silkies out of the A-frame enclosure, and I'm going to put them in their little enclosure over here. Now, that is a small enclosure, but they're tiny little birds, so it's still plenty of room for them. They got the upstairs, too. And it stays cooler in there for them, so it's nice and shaded. And then while I've got them in there, I'll just leave that open where the big birds can come and go. So I'm going to go ahead and pause and get that squared away. Okay, now I've got the flap undone, and I can get in here to grab these little ones, which I need to get in there before the big ones do, because, again, they'll beat them up. So Penny always just lets me scoop her right on up. She's just a fluff ball. And then we'll come over here, and we'll grab Jamal. Now, he's going to run, so I'm going to have to pause. So I've got them both. They're all both in my hand, snuggled up. The A-frame is now good for them to go in. Well, the big ones to go in. These two go in here, and then down there. That way they're nice and shaded. And we'll put their water and food in there with them. These two big babies can go back and forth. Sweetheart. So now they've got food and water in there with them. These ones have their food bar right there, and as you can tell, they have thrown food everywhere. So they have plenty of food. This here flap is kind of being a pain at the moment. Let me get this hooked. Okay, that's good enough right now. And then we're going to grab this here water. And like I have said before, they love when their food gets wet. It's their favorite thing ever. They go for it like crazy. And again, softens it up for them. They really like it. So, but that's what we're doing right this second. And we got these two. Jamal's trying to come out, but it's getting hot and they need to be in the shade. I don't want, he pants a lot. So I want them nice and cool. And these bigger ones, they really do need a decent amount of room to roam. There's not an overwhelming amount of room in here, but it's enough for two big birds. So that's what we're doing right this second. And I'll be back. All right, it's a little later on in the day now, and it has cooled down considerably. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull the silkies out of their smaller enclosure and put them into the A-frame, and then I'm going to make sure everybody's water's topped off, because it's looking like the big one's water is a little low. So this is going to take both hands. Jamal likes to run, and the big birds apparently decided that they want to go into the A-frame. But I'll chase them out of there anyway. And they're already out. So we'll go ahead and I'm going to need to top this water off too. All right, so I'm going to need to do both waters. I'm going to go ahead and do the waters, and then I'll swap stuff around. Okay, that took a minute. So the waters have been changed out. We got new water down here for the silkies, and the big ones have nice clean water as well, and their favorite wet food. So I gotta come up with a door for this thing. It takes way too long to wire that shut and to open it. In case of emergency, I always have a pair of wire cutters, like a multi-tool with wire cutters on me. So if I had to get in there really quick, I can. It's not a problem. But it's just not convenient. I need to come up with something better. So, but now it's cooled off and there's a nice breeze. These two can walk around, get some time to stretch out, eat some grass, get some sun. And then these two, they'll just they've been hanging out over here in the corner. So it's nice and cool over there. They have much denser feathers. They have down, which are under feathers, which are very, very thick and dense. So especially Foghorn here, she's very, very fluffy. Oh, she's gonna run away. But actually, that kind of helps, because you can see them. They're very hair-like feathers, and that keeps them very warm during the winter, but very hot during the summer. So we're gonna get a fan out here before it gets too hot. Not today, obviously, but before it gets too hot in the year. So, but that's it for right now. Obviously, I interact with these chickens a lot more than what is necessary, but you know, like I've said several times, they are babies, and they're fun to mess with. They're nice and soft when they're not running away from you. All right, so when I come back in, it'll be to conclude the video when we are putting them in bed, or in their roosts. All right, well, I'll be back when it's bedtime. All right, now it's time to put the birds to bed. We got to get the silkies in the little roost here before we can free these ones over here. Again, aggression and whatnot. I believe Jamal's already up here looking for his food, which I've got over there. So I'm going to pause this real quick so I can get this gate opened and their food over here. So 1 second. Okay, so I got these ones back over on this side. I got the food for the little ones ready. So every night I make sure that they have their food and water in there with them, in case they need a snack in the middle of the night. We're gonna get, I'm probably gonna have to pick Penny up and put her in there. Come on, Penny. Come here, baby. And we'll just set Penny in there with Jamal. And then we'll close, I just close this. And then we'll close that. And we'll close that. So now the silkies are all sealed in. They're good to go. So now we got to get the big ones in. Sometimes they'll go in the roost box on their own. Most of the time I got to pick them up and put them in there. I'm having some camera issues in case you're wondering why the chickens jumped from down there to up here. So again, camera issues. So I'm going to pause this thing real quick, and then I'm going to get them in their roost box. And now they are both in there, nice and comfy. So again, they're in there, and now that the light's on, you can see a little bit better. And that's it for the birdies. So it is night time. They get sealed up. And then I chain everything up, make sure everything's nice and tight. That way nothing can get in here and mess with them. But that's the day with the chickens. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe. God bless, and I'll see you in the next one.